The one place that Dan Lowry has not visited tonight is the Goodyear Blimp. They provide our aerial coverage for track tested technology. Get there on Goodyear Innovation. Dan won a contest for the naming rights to the race, and now he's visiting our Fox production truck. And hope he's having a good time tonight watching Denny Hamlin so dominate this race. We talked during the break amongst ourselves. Perhaps this car is a tenth of a second faster than Mark Martin and everybody else, and perhaps Denny, motivated to win just a few miles from where he grew up, is worth another tenth.
Well, they said Coach Joe Gibbs is on a cruise. So's his boys.
Yes, they are.
Cruise control.
Yeah, they're on cruise control.
Kyle Busch is third, and Tony Stewart is just inside the top 10 in that 20 car, 10th.
Seventh place, Clint Boyer. You know, Richard Childress Chevy moving past Casey Kane's Bud car.
Now let's see, there was one short track we went to, if I recall correctly, a few weeks ago. 31, 29, and 07. Finished 1, 2, 3
at Phoenix, or at Bristol.
Yeah.
Yes. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has recovered from getting loose off turn 4 a few laps ago. He went back by Martin Truex Jr. and Casey Kane. He's just going to drive underneath Kevin Harvick going into turn 1. He'll take the 4th spot away.
You do a little giving and taking right now.
You do a lot more taking later.
Later on, it might be a little different story.
Yeah, there'll be just a very short few magic words here not too long from now. Spotter crew chief will say 75 laps to go. That's when they'll reach up there and pull those belts really tight and get after it.
They're the top 3 Chevys in the race right now. Mark Martin has been second just about the entire race. Martin Truex and Clint Boyer just out of the top 5.
You don't really, I won't say you pace yourself. Certainly if you're Denny Hamlin, he's up there in, like we said, in cruise control. But you do have to keep something in mind, is your brakes. You don't want to end up at the end of the night with a good car and no brakes.
Now, for the second time tonight, Kevin Harvick, Larry, has quickly given away 2 spots. Just then, Martin Truex went by, picked up another one.
Well, if you notice, these guys near the front, they're kind of spread out right now. And Kevin Harvick is smart enough to know if Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Martin Truex caught me, they're going to go by me. Don't sit here and fight them and lose more ground to people that's behind you as well.
But look, is there anybody behind him?
No. Not too close.
So, I mean, he can give up those spots and kind of be in the rocking chair. You know, nobody in front of me, nobody behind me.
You know, as we watch Denny Hamlin there, Steve Burns reminded me, and he's about to catch a bunch of traffic. We had Denny Hamlin on our trackside show on Speed last night. Now, Denny Hamlin, not only does he drive for Joe Gibbs, he's Joe Gibbs' next door neighbor. And what we asked Denny, what is it like having the coach, Joe Gibbs, back full-time at the racetrack, and oh, by the way, full-time as your neighbor? He said, well, at the racetrack, it's actually going pretty good. He's a little ticked off on me, though, about being my neighbor because we've got a basketball go. We've lit the basketball court, and the lights shine right in his bedroom. Not a happy man right now. Not a happy next-door neighbor. Steve.
Well, Larry Mack, Denny Hamlin is happy right now. He just told Mike Ford, I'm really good in the center, and I'm getting better and better drive off the corners.
Boy, that's bad news for the rest of the field.
It is.
Yeah, and you know, as soon as Denny wins a few more races, I'm sure he'll be moving on up into a new neighborhood.
I tell you what, A.J. Allmendinger, you know, we're approaching the halfway point of this race in the 84 car. Qualified for his first race last week at Talladega, had a great qualifying run, came here, had to qualify on time, qualified 18th. We always go, wonder how fast he'll go backwards. You know what? He has not. He is sitting there in the 17th position. He's been on the lead lap, and look at the race car. It doesn't have a mark on it. Darrell, I think you know what has happened to this guy.
Well, 2 things. He went to school. Mike Skinner really taught this kid a lot about how to set his car up. I think 2 things happened. Mike helped the driver. Mike helped the team get the car better.
Confidence.
Much confidence.
AJ is 17th, and just ahead there's Jeff Gordon, who got the free pass, a caution ago. He's fought his way back up to 15th place.
And just a little bit more on Allmendinger. When you're a rookie and you tell the team something, they don't know whether you know what you're talking about or not.
Right.
When Mike Skinner gets in there and he tells them something, they believe him.
Denny Hamlin out front at Richmond under the lights, 175 laps complete.